The Icons of Real Estate Podcast. Are you ready to learn the proven money-making secrets from top-producing Icon agents? Ready to skyrocket your business? This podcast is for you. Tune in every week and find out how to implement proven strategies to 10 times your business. From $3 million to $30 million in just 12 months. Brought to you by the Masters in Real Estate Marketing, Arter SEO.
Welcome to the Icons of Real Estate. I'm Tim Calloway. We have a very special guest for you today from the wonderful and probably cooling down state of Michigan.
Yes.
Jimmy, how are you, Kim?
I'm doing fantastic. Yes, sun is out today, so I love to see the sun. We are cooling down a little bit. We're supposed to warm up this weekend, so I'm looking forward to that.
Very nice. What's your definition of warming up?
They mentioned 70s and 70s in November. In Michigan is pretty daggone good.
I know. I used to live. I lived in Wisconsin, and I spent a lot of time in Michigan. I've been in 2 weddings in Michigan, as a matter of fact.
Oh, nice.
But there's a lot of ice fishermen that are kind of ticked off about that. There are a lot of snowmobilers for sure that are like, "Hey, wait a minute, I need to get the sleds out by
plenty
Thanksgiving."
of time in February.
Right. You won't hear them complaining though. Those are some diehard folks, man. The ones that go out on the shed and fish and ride their snowmobiles around.
Yeah.
So
I don't do that.
Yeah, I tell you, I spent, well, I didn't get too personal, but when you have a girlfriend that lives for it and her family lives for it, you go, okay,
I'll try it. Snowmobiling's fun. Ice
Yeah.
fishing, I can't sit still that long.
Too
And be
small of
cold.
quarters, those little sheds are too small, and I'm always afraid, like, what are you turning that gas cooker on for? You're gonna melt the ice. I'm gonna fall in. Yeah.
There's a lot of big hunters in Michigan too, but I can't ever sit still and sit quiet. I
Right.
would completely give it up. I can't be quiet that long.
Yeah, I'm not a hunter. I live in Southeast Florida, so I am a fisherman. I love to fish. And I don't have to be so quiet out in the middle of the Atlantic, banging
Right.
around. So. Well, let's talk about you, enough about our fun and recreation in our wonderful states, but let's talk about you. Let's go ahead and start at the beginning. How did you get started in real estate? And I'd love to hear your story.
It's funny. I didn't actually wake up one day and say, "Hey, I'm going to be I want to be a realtor. I want to be in real estate." Actually, it kind of found me by accident. I was really the first in my family to go to college, and I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do. And I ended up with a business degree. I tried a couple things, special education, and then I tried computer programming after one class. I'm like, no, thank you. And I ended up with a business degree. And I actually, along the way, I met my husband. My husband's from Michigan. I'm from Louisville, Kentucky. So I'm from down south. That's where my family still is. I was there actually over the weekend for a friend's 50th birthday. And so my husband, when we were moving here, there was a job opening for Pulte Homes. And I started my career there. So I started a new construction. So Pulte actually taught me some incredible, valuable lessons as far as, sales, as far as how to build a home. And I was building out these communities where I could walk down the street and I knew everybody in the neighborhood. And that was pretty awesome. So really kind of fell in love with it there. Worked for some other builders. And along the way, I got my real estate license and then my broker license. And I absolutely love new construction because, like I said, when I built an entire neighborhood and I knew their friends, their family, their dogs, their parents, it was pretty awesome. But when I started having more kids, and by the time I had my third, when you work for a builder, you kind of work on their schedule.
Right.
So since I had got my broker license, right, I wanted to kind of see at the more traditional real estate, and I wanted to see how I could do that. And so I kind of made that transition. It was definitely different. New construction, you have people walking in the model home. You have one product to know inside and out. Your neighborhood, your community, but existing, you're all over the place. And the hardest part, honestly, is getting the client in the first place.
Yeah, sure.
Give me the client and I'm good all day long, but the client, so learning that aspect of it. funny thing is I didn't actually join a brokerage. Can't tell you why. I just thought I'm just going to figure this out myself. And really, I was a mom of 3, raising my kids. I was room mom, and why I'd been an award-winning salesperson, it was important to me to raise my kids. And so I wanted my weekends back, or with the builders you didn't. So not that I don't work weekends, but I can control my schedule a little bit more, as opposed to you have to be here this day and time, regardless if somebody's there. Right. So, so I started down that path.
Yeah. It's like an eternal open house.
You're right. You're stuck there. If somebody comes in and somebody doesn't, if my kid has a game, I can't say, oh, I can show you the house at noon and still get there. So that was just very important to me, as a mom. So, really, I kind of learned by school of hard knocks. I didn't join a brokerage and have somebody teach me. I was kind of figuring it out. I made mistakes. I learned from my lessons, never made the same mistake twice. And as my kids got older, I had somebody approach me and, Kim, they wanted me to join this brokerage, and it was a smaller boutique brokerage. And so I thought, they're going to teach me a secret sauce. I'm going to learn how to do more. My kids were getting older, and I thought, well, let's go. I had my own brokerage, keeping 100%, doing my own thing. And so I joined that brokerage. And what I discovered, I enjoyed the people. I ended up quickly realizing I was actually one of their top producers. So I wasn't really learning from anybody that was at a level where I wanted to go. So, and I also discovered, really, it's your own business. So it's going to be, your business is going to be a matter of what you put into it. And I didn't have more business because I was at this brokerage. There were things, again, there was trainings and such, but my business wasn't increasing. It was really due to my action. So I had to ask myself, okay, I'm doing the split. I had to step in as managing broker at one point, but I asked myself, what's going to be different in my business 1, 3, or 5 years? And I couldn't really see that something was going to be different with where I was at. So it came down to, I'm like, okay, I'm going to go back and do my own thing, or eXp was presented to me. Quite honestly, eXp was presented to me before, and while I was listening, they kind of weren't resonating with what I was looking for, right? It sounded very big, and I'm like, oh my goodness, like, I'm not really sure what all of these things you're telling me are going to mean for me and my business. And ultimately, my husband really wanted to open an office. He kind of pushed and gave me the nudge to be courageous enough to make the move and open our own office. Best business decision I ever made. Absolutely, hands down. And I didn't know what all I was going to get from that. But what I've learned, it's really about the people. I'm a big believer in, you're a matter of who you surround yourself with. Say you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with, right? So what I discovered is that instead of being limited by an office where I was a top producer, if I'm the smartest person in the room, I'm in the wrong room.
Yeah.
Would you agree?
Yeah, for sure.
And sometimes people like being in that room where they're the smartest person, but you're never going to grow. My kids were going to college. I wanted, and my kids all played college sports. So throughout my real estate career and raising my family, I'm all over the place, divide and conquer, made my real estate career established. I moved to the other side of town. I had to build my business from nothing. So if you don't think you can do it, you can. You just have to know the right things to do.
Yeah, good advice.
Yes. I think a lot of agents that want to succeed, some think it's easy, some aren't willing to do the work. But I think a lot of them just aren't sure what to do, and they don't have a lot of guidance.
Yeah, everything's easy in my mind.
Right. Exactly. We always say, like, I want clean laundry. I don't want to do the laundry, but you got to do the laundry to get the clean laundry. So you got to do the things it takes to get you what you want. And when you're surrounded by people that are sharing ideas, that are collaborating, that are supporting, that are, you get to bounce ideas off of, that are showing you how they got to if they're at a level you want to get to and they're sharing how to get there, it makes it a lot easier than falling through those bumps and bruises.
Yeah.
And that's been a game changer for me. So when I've been and every time I'm in a room where I'm growing and bigger, there's, guess what? There's another door.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Right? So when you go in that door, then there's even more to learn from. So it is, but I also think that the daily grind of a real estate agent, with every deal, there's 7 personalities. You got a buyer, a seller, another agent, a
Right.
lender, title companies. So you're putting out fires, you're keeping things together. Sometimes your client gets a little crazy. Sometimes the agent's a little crazy. Sometimes they're lazy. Sometimes they're really good. You never know.
Sometimes everybody's crazy.
Absolutely. And so I think we're a problem solver, and we like real estate because we're about relationships and we like helping people. So you do all kinds of crazy stuff to get to the closing table.
Right.
And so I think being around people that kind of lift you up, that support your business, that's been the biggest change that I've seen, right? In most offices, people don't look to help other people. Everybody's kind of doing their own thing as
Everybody's out
opposed to
for
working in the
themselves. Yeah.
same.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it doesn't make them bad. It's just that they're busy. The thing that I've seen with where I'm at now and with the office and with eXp gives you kind of a platform where the more people you help, the more success you have.
Right.
That's been the game changer. So I love helping my clients, but now I'm also helping agents. So I'm helping more people by helping agents help more people.
Yeah.
And it adds another element. They inspire me. They keep me motivated. So on those days when you got a client a little crazy or a deal falling apart, they kind of keep that energy up and keep you moving forward, keep
Yeah.
you motivated to keep going.
It's like that giver's gain mentality, right? As you're giving back, you're not even intentionally, but you're getting so much more back given to you.
Absolutely.
As soon as you realize
Yes.
that, your life is so much easier every day that you wake up. It's such a good feeling, as opposed to
Yeah.
so many people that get into real estate that are about ching ching, boy, I can make a lot of money.
Yeah.
Sure. Anybody can make a lot of money in anything if they enjoy doing it and do it the right way with, dignity and help others. So it
Yes.
shouldn't be, hey, I'm just chasing that dollar. It's because
No.
you hit the nail on the head with the. It's about relationships. Do you like people? You better like people more than you like houses. That's what I always say,
Absolutely.
for
Yeah.
sure.
Yes. If you take care of your client, the money will come. Right.
Right.
And as I'm helping the agents, and I have learned through the years what's been valuable for me. And I still think people are about, keep your information close. And what
Hmm.
I found is the more, I mean, we do an event monthly and I open it up to all agents and all brokerages. And again, I had an agent that's not even with my office. She posted a story like, hey, under contract. And I sent her, it was on her story. And I said, oh, congratulations. She said, you know what, Kim? The things that you told me to do at that last event, I did, and I got it under contract. And she won in a multiple offer situation. That makes me smile and happy, right?
Right.
Because I'm happy to see her success. I don't financially benefit from that, but the fact that something I said changed her life and those people's lives that are getting that home, that's pretty powerful.
Right. That's super powerful. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So great starting off story. I appreciate the transparency and sharing that knowledge with us. It's really nice and refreshing to hear so much of that. So let's talk about let's talk about a little bit where you're at now. We just talked about how you got started and your feelings about how you worked and how you got there. Are you do you have a team? Are you solo, or how are you operating now? Or what size is your team if you do have one?
Yeah, yes. So me and my husband, like I said, he gave me that little bit of push nudge and we opened the office. I was a little bit nervous. You still always have that fear of failure, right?
Right.
And when I say best of business decision ever, it absolutely was. And so now we open the office. And so, eXp has their virtual world,
Yeah.
but I still felt like there's a value in collaboration
Oh, for
and
sure.
meeting together. And with technology, what's so great is you can collaborate across the country. So now we have around 100 agents. We're in
Nice.
6 states and 2 countries
Wow.
because there are no borders. Now we
Right.
started a team at the beginning of this year. And so that's what I call our family. So that's anybody that's joined us here at eXp and our family. And our team, right now, we just added another one. We have 6 agents on our team. And what we're doing is we're teaching them, they're having great success. So I've got some agents that have just been newly licensed, in February, and they're far exceeding what their goals were. It's around showing up every day. It's around helping them. It's around showing, how do you win in a multiple offer situation? Well, I'm going to tell you, because you win, I win, right? And not just because they're on the team. I teach my whole family that. I think there's enough business in this world for everybody. But what I've been happy about is that Jim and I, so my husband, we were really doing our home production, building our family before we started the team. And now we're trying to transition some of that to the team where I can continue to help more people. So we were at eXp convention in Las Vegas a couple weeks ago, and we hit double diamond, which is the highest production level that eXp has. So they have different tiers. Last year we were diamond. This year we were double diamond. And last year when we were diamond, I'm like, okay, my goal is I want to be double diamond. So we came back, we made a plan, we made it happen. And I'm excited to say that it's about hitting the goal. It's not just about the goals. Like you said, it's not about the money. I set a goal and I came back and I did it. And so it felt good to have that goal and hit it.
It's an accomplishment.
It's an accomplishment. Yes.
Yeah. So let's, I'm going to throw a curveball at you now. Not too much of a curveball, but, let's say I flew up and, I was visiting different people around Michigan, and you and I and your husband had, sat down, had lunch, we're talking, and, things are going great. You got your plan, you're attacking your plan, you're planning your attack, team's growing. But then I say, hey, you know what though? I got a magic wand right here and I can fix any issue you're having right now. And everybody's got an issue. And it doesn't mean it's a problem, right? It just means it's something that you're trying to work out. What might that be and what could I solve for you?
So I would say my number one thing right now, and we just took an action of that, is I'm very much about helping others. And our growth has been because I share with other agents the knowledge and how I want to help them. So because we have grown, our core is still, I don't want to go to the point where I'm not touching their lives and I have too many agents that I can't still help and touch their lives. So that's the part. So we just hired Jessie as our director of operations. She actually helped build another large team here in Michigan, and she's a technology whiz, and she's all about systems. So I know what I'm good at, and I know the things that I'm not as good at, right? So I need to partner with the people that are good at the things that I'm not good at, and we complement each other. And she has the passion. She matches my passion and excitability about this company, about helping others and what we're doing. So we're putting in place, we created a website because eXp gives you stuff, Kim and Jim give you stuff, and it's like, where do I go? There's so much, so many great tools. But the agents sometimes forget to tap into them. And it is so important. Why is my business doubled? Because I'm tapping into the resources. So what my goal is to make sure that they tap into the resources. So we put together our own website, and there's how-to videos, and there's a path to lead them to. And so I just want to be able to, and we're still building and adding on. It's fluid because we think of, wait, there's more things we can add to it. But that's the thing, that magic wand is to just make sure that I have systems to support the people that join me. Because when I tell you, you join me and what you're going to get from me, I hold that very true to my heart. So that's the part that as you grow, to be able to continue to support at the same level. And so we're doing a better job at like our calendar and how we offer trainings and how we can bring things to people to make sure that nobody gets left behind, to make sure that we're helping them grow. Because you have people at different stages. Some agents want to sell 3 homes a year and some want to sell 20 homes a month. So just being able to support them and match them at their, and I know that we can do that. So that's the part that we're working on right now. That's kind of that area that I want to see a lot of improvement. So we're taking the steps to improve it. I just have 100 million things I want to do every day.
Every day. There's always something. So fantastic. So how would someone get in touch with you, whether they were looking to maybe get into the industry and work with you, or maybe they want to buy, or maybe they want to list? What's the best way to find you?
Yes, so I do a lot of social media. I
Mhm.
can share my link with you. So if you Google my name, Kim Agemy, you'll see I'm on Facebook and I'm on Instagram. I'm on TikTok. I'm growing my TikTok. You'll see we're Realty Consultants International. So if you look up Realty Consultants International, you're going to find me. And what you'll also be able to find is when I say I do social media, you're going to be able to find the character and the culture that we create. So if you want to know and check me out to say, hey, is this a good match? Check me out. You're going to see, because you're going to also see not just what Kim says, right? It's not about what I say about myself, but it's about what our agents, it's about what our clients, when you're looking to buy or sell, you need an expert. It's unfortunately in Michigan a little too easy to get a real estate license. And so people don't always know who they're hiring.
Yeah.
But I will show you how I can bring you more money as a seller. I will show you I can negotiate on yours as a buyer. And I'm always going to lay it out to what's in your best interest, right? It's
Right.
we do a story, every home has a story.
Mhm.
And the story is about the home and the people. It's not about the commission, it's about the home and the people.
Always.
And
Right.
so I do that regularly to share people, because I want people to know that's our core belief, right? And so whatever I've got to do to help my clients, what is best for them. We
Right.
had a lady that her husband was had dementia, and she was struggling, and she needed to sell her condo to have the funds to put him in a home and the funds to have her into an apartment.
Yeah.
And the whole spin down and the way that it works, well, my husband Jim has a deep background in senior living. We had people out there for an estate sale. We had people moving things out for her. And 2 days before closing, she had a heart attack.
Oh.
She was in the hospital. And we did the closing at the hospital, not for us,
Yeah.
but because she was going to be homeless without
Right.
selling this home.
Right.
So we had to jump through some crazy hoops, and we made it happen for her. And then she went home, and we're helping her physically move stuff out, whatever it takes.
Yeah. For
know?
sure.
And so those are the stories that stay and resonate with you. Like this is what we do. This is
Right.
why we do it, because we love helping people. And then, for the agents, we take that same passion to help our agents understand that they can do this. If I can do this, you can do this, right?
For sure.
If you want a different result than what you're getting, then you need to take different action.
There you go. What's that?
Big
The definition
believer.
of insanity, right?
Exactly.
Doing the same
I'm
thing
a big
over and over
believer.
again. Yeah.
Expecting different results, right? You want different
Right.
results, you're not happy, then what are you going to do about it? Right?
Right.
And the most common trait that I see among the highly successful is that they take action.
Gotta
They
take
don't always have it figured out. It's not always perfect, but they take action. And so by taking action, you can change your life.
There you
When
go.
I took action, I surrounded myself with different people. I held myself accountable to the action. I made a plan. It changed my life. I can do it. You can.
Sage advice, Kim. Sage advice.
Yeah.
I love it. Well, Kim, thank you so much for being on the show. It's been fantastic. I think anybody that's interested in working with someone that has the right fundamentals in line, and it sounds like a lot of teaching, really sharing your knowledge and your experience.
Yes.
I like to call it standing on the shoulders of giants. I don't want to make the mistakes everybody else has made. I want to make
Right.
I want to make all new ones. But
Yeah. Well, let me get you there faster. Let
There
me get
you
you
go.
A to Z faster than me. Why
Right.
wouldn't you want to do that?
There you go. Kim, thanks so much. It's been a pleasure having you on the show. I look forward to catching up with you 3, 6, 9 months down the road and see how things are going.
Well, I appreciate the opportunity to come on. I love that you're going around and you're talking to other agents, and you're a contributor by talking to others. And sometimes it's little nuggets and who you might resonate with. So I love what you're doing.
Thank you so much, Kim. I'll talk to you soon, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.